Hi, I'm Alia, and today I will be reviewing the Kosas Tinted Face Oil in the color number 1. It retails for $42 and can be found on kosas.com, as well as Detox Market and Credo. I actually got this particular sample at Credo, the San Diego one. Okay, you have to shake it before you can use it because it's a facial oil, so to disperse the pigments properly they need to be shaken up. And let's see how this goes. The texture so far is like a very light facial oil. It's not heavy at all. It's not like applying olive oil. I'd say if you're familiar with oils, it feels the most similar to squalane, but it's even a little bit lighter than that. So that's about 2 drops, more or less. Maybe about 3 drops. The claim is 3 drops for light coverage, 5 drops for medium coverage. And it is a light to medium coverage foundation. My personal main concerns when it comes to my skin and using foundation is old pigmentation from acne scarring, as well as redness. So it looks like so far it feels very, very lightweight, which is really nice. And it looks like, at least in the camera, that it did a pretty okay job of covering up a decent amount of my redness. Like, I feel like a little bit's still coming through, but overall I think it did a really good job of toning it down. So now I'm going to put on a second coat and see how that goes, because a lot of the redness on my cheeks and under my eyes is still poking through a bit, so let's see if we can even that out. I'm putting it on my cheeks like this and letting it dry a little bit because it is very liquid. It almost feels more of like a serum or water foundation rather than a face oil. This definitely, I would certainly put this in the category of more of a tinted moisturizer than a foundation, or even an oil. Like, to me this is, well, maybe like a light moisturizing serum. It does feel very hydrating, which for me is good because my skin is combo dry. Something else that is awesome about this foundation is that I actually went and did build a report on ewg.com to check how safe this foundation is, and it scored a 1, which is almost unheard of. Even most natural foundations scores like a 2 or a 3. Now I'm going to set this because it is really shiny. Very hydrating. I'm gonna wait a little bit for it to sink into my skin. I did put a vitamin C serum underneath this, and it seems to be playing pretty well with it. The vitamin C serum I put on was very lightweight too, so shouldn't interfere with it too much. I could see this being a problem being put over like heavy moisturizers or very thick sunscreens, which is why I say this is more of like a tinted moisturizer. You probably don't want to put too much stuff under it, with the exception of like serums or a very lightweight sunscreen. How much slip the product has. It does have red raspberry seed oil, which protects against burns. It doesn't protect against UVA rays, but it will protect you against burns. And it has a small amount of titanium dioxide in it. So my best guess is that they probably didn't want to get like SPF testing done on this product because it's very expensive, but this product probably has an SPF of around like 5, if I had to guess. Not a doctor, so don't take my word for it, but that's what I would think, is that you could probably spend a little bit of time in the sun with this, like 20 minutes or like an hour, and you probably wouldn't burn, but it isn't like a true sunscreen. If you live in a sunny climate, which I do, you probably want to put like an SPF 30 or an SPF 50 under this. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. It is very light, it is very light coverage. The redness and spots that I have are showing through ever so slightly on my cheeks, but it's much better than it was before. Okay, so the foundation is now set. It's more mattified, and I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup now. So I'm doing an update on this particular foundation right now, even though it's only been about 2 hours, because if you look here, I don't know how seeable it is. It's basically just like breaking up really, really badly on, you can kind of see it a little better there. It's breaking up really, really badly on my cheeks, and it's kind of accentuating like any blackheads I have on my nose, and I actually don't have that many because I just used a pore strip like a day ago. And then it's also like kind of powdery on my forehead. And with a lot of stuff like this, my boyfriend, his name is Christian, and like I'll ask him like, how does this look compared to like this other one or something? And when I asked him about this one, he pretty much immediately said like, typically the makeup that I wear like looks a lot better, and that it's like not really even like terribly usable because it is like breaking up so much on my cheeks. Trying to get it as like obvious as possible. So I was gonna go meet friends for tacos tonight, and I think I'm gonna have to like take this off and redo it just because it is in person and in those areas breaking up so badly. And usually like this setting powder makes natural foundations last a lot better. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe it's my skin type or something, but unless you have like really perfect skin already or something, it reflects light a lot. I will say that. Like he said that too. Like in the video, I feel like my skin actually looks pretty decent, and he said like in bright direct light he couldn't really tell because the foundation reflects so much more light than my actual face does, that that it was fine. But if you're like in normal lighting, I guess, and like you're actually looking at it, it's just like pretty broken up. So I guess for that reason I wouldn't recommend this. But I also did have it in a sample. I shook it up pretty well, but like maybe when it comes out of the actual bottle it's a little different. But personally, I think for the level of coverage that this provides, as well as the cost, $42, and the fact that it doesn't really like stay on well, is something that makes it not really worth it for me. So that's my update. That's how I feel about it. So sorry about that, but so occasionally that happens. But yeah, if you live somewhere with like a Credo or a detox market or something and you want to try it for yourself, I recommend checking them out. Not sponsored or anything, I just like them a lot. So yeah, hope that's helpful, and I'll see you guys later. Alright, bye.